So I was counting it, 62 fucking battles before I ran into the war mech. Welcome back to Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. Let's kill this thing. As you can tell, I lost some HP to my running away, so this is the only problem I have with running into this guy, is that you're usually weaker. I should have enough HP, obviously, to survive this. If anyone does go down, it's probably going to be the Black Mage. I'm hoping not, though. So we could just outright attack this dude, but I think we're really over-leveled and overpowered anyway, but we'll give it Halaga, and I will give this guy a flare. Oh, we're gonna have to actually boost. Holy shit. Wow. So he gave you like 2 level up worths. Holy shit. So anyway, yeah, that's Warmech. A very underwhelming boss there. He just kind of exists. Like, okay. Whatever, right? Like in other versions of the game, he's obviously going to be more fruitful for you to go ahead and try to bring out, but in this version of the game, he's just a massive asshole. And honestly, I think his boss fight, or his little mini fight, is a lot tougher in other versions, because he gets like 2 turns off at times. Now, I think he would still get 2 turns off, but I was probably over leveled anyway, so that probably didn't happen as it is. But just be aware that when he gets 2 off, just say he hits you with that very powerful laser, and then he hits you with a nuke. Nuke is the worst ability he has, because it hits all your party for like almost nearly half their life, which for most of the characters at level like 40 would probably be a 1-hit kill. But if you manage to defeat him, you'll get it added to your bestiary, and that'll be the hardest enemy that you have to spawn in the game. So good job. Now let's fight the boss. Same setup. Shit, honestly, I'd just go with an attacking spell. Then you want to temper. Ah, fuck. Awesome. Alright. So we have a officially cleared all of the fiends, restored all the crystals to grace. But there's only one problem left. Where do we go from here, right? Now, there might have been, like, a little bit of a telltale on how to get out of this, but it's not really clear. At least, from a narrative standpoint, it's not really clear where you need to go. And how you figure out where to go is also very oblivious. First things first, you want to turn in the adamantite if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and find this dwarf, and he'll craft you your Excalibur. You sure will, bud. A monumental increase. This is why it's worth probably doing it on a regular playthrough to go fight Tiamat with an upgraded sword. Effective against all types of enemies. So now your knight is even way more powerful than it should be. So there you go. Congratulations. Now the problem is that in the next dungeon it's going to get outclassed, which is ridiculous. So it's only good for like one fight, to be honest with you. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Cornelia. We're going to rest and heal, because it's cheap. Yeah, at this point, I really don't know how you would know to go back to the Chaos Shrine. Maybe by the way the little portal or whatever, the mirror in the sky was kind of looking at where the four energies were connecting. But how you come, like, you can literally not get the loot from Princess Sarah almost the entire game until you talk to her again. But we picked that up, like, as soon as we rescued her from Garland. So, yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to know to come into contact with that, but it is what it is, I suppose. Okay. With all that out the way, let's see here. What do we got to do now? I feel like I went everywhere. Like, you do get a trophy for visiting every location as well. Yeah, because Chocobos weren't introduced until the next game, and you have, like, Chocobo Forest and stuff like that you have to go to. But, yeah, that's it. So, now we make our way back And this would be the time to just stock on everything, like just everything should be at 99 at this point, or very high numbers, because you're going to be going through a dungeon that is going to give you no breaks in between. And it's sort of something, I'll tell you that. So that's why they give you the items, the item usage thing, so that you'll have like a way to kind of do unlimited damage, while also having like obviously your best hitting spells. So it's just really on how you handle it from here, you know, it's your choice or whatever. You can beat the game at level 55, so we are way over leveled for this. The final boss is probably going to go really fast too. But yeah. So go ahead and take a landing. Clear up anything you might need to clear up. These guys are a joke. And go on ahead. The power of the Fiend's Sword. So now the bats are talking to us. We are sky people. We came to try and attempt to. Yeah, I think the bats might be how you figure out to do all the loot stuff, because they're Lufenians that got changed into bats. I don't know. That was always a very weird one for me too. Alright, played the loop. It's gonna play a good old theme song here. And this is it. Welcome to the final dungeon of the game. Ooh. 7 chests remain, and 7 chests will be found here. So take a good look. This dungeon was just really hard to traverse, obviously, in another different time. So, yeah. The correct way to go is to go top. So you want to grab that. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn off these encounters, because this dungeon features nothing but the same encounters that you've met back in the past. So we'll just showcase like one battle. As soon as I say that, of course, a purple worm is going to show up. These things are really good for like XP grinding. But there's a better spot and location for them. Okay. They're like giving me all the new creatures too that we haven't seen. Actually, no, we've seen White Dragon. Yeah, the ice one. Oh, of course, that was going to miss. As you can tell, like, this dungeon really made no sense, because you're like, what are we supposed to do with this door, right? And they're like little trap rooms and stuff. Like, there's really no significance to any of this kind of shit. Just super disappointing. Their pose kills me. I'm like, why? Why don't they just stand up and look menacing rather than kneeling like that? But there you go. Alright. So we've seen these, right? Earth Elemental, so you can tell like what the game is about to do to you. And you're about to go on a boss run that you've already done, but the bosses are going to be a lot tougher than they were in the past. So anyway, we're going to turn those shits off because I don't want to deal with that. Because for all intents and purposes, we have officially beat the game. We just have to go do it. So you won't run into any chests here, but yeah, that was like a little trap room or whatever. Just kind of, oh, I'm exploring something, and then you just go down to the pit of nothingness. So much bullshit. Yeah, then you can see, like, I'm telling, this dungeon would have taken, like, forever to kind of traverse through because of just plain out, just bullshit, to be honest with you. Because right now you're just trying to figure out how to get through the extra side of the Chaos Shrine. Here's a battle. Oh, there's my Death Eye. That's the trolley enemy right there that gives you only like one of everything. One gil, one whatever. Oh, damn, I was supposed to do that. No. So there you go. That's what the loot is for right there. Now we are at 8 out of 13. Now you just start traversing the dungeon and start cleaning everything up. You want to take a good look around, make sure there's no chests. Like all these rooms are just trapped, like trap rooms. So don't even bother with it. Just get out of here. You will need to make level 99 though if you want the trophy. You need to make at least one character 99. So you will be grinding the shit out of this dungeon until that's just done. And turning on the boost does not hurt your trophy chances, so go ahead and abuse the shit out of that. Some Final Fantasy games, they if you turn on the cheats like in FF9, it will let you know that you're gonna lose trophy access because you're about to cheat. So if you're okay with that, then go ahead and move on, but if you need your trophies, I suggest don't do that then. Or if you just don't give a shit at all, good too. And here comes probably the worst part of the game. You have to refight all of the bosses that we fought in the past, and they're like stronger versions of themselves because we got sent to the past before they started ruining the world. So yeah. And these were so much. I think these were done better in the other remakes of this game. The pixel remasters are just straight up a one-for-one, but just better overall graphics and a little bit of quality life adding, you know, from their original base versions. So either way, though, I see why they kind of went with the method they did. So just boost up, attack. I think he has a couple insta-death spells, which makes him really annoying in that regard, but just do what you can, smack him around. Yeah, there you go. Kill already. Okay. I think everybody got healed. No? Okay, we didn't get the heal off in time. Let's go ahead and heal Laga. And ether up. There you go. Okay, the black mage has seen his end. The white mage is up next. Now, this area is a little wonky. You have to kind of figure out how you want to do this, and like what's the best approach or whatever. There's no invisible walls just yet in these games, so you just get doors. So it's really not that crazy yet. But there will be times in other Final Fantasy games when you start going through walls, and like especially the next one, we'll see that a lot. It's just you have to use a guide to kind of get through sometimes and figure out where all the chests are at. Because sometimes even I forget. Like, I don't fucking remember. Before you fight the boss, you want to come down here and grab some treasure chest. Extra protect ring never hurts. Yeah, I'd rather just grab the longest one. And you can see how miserable it would have been to just fight enemies. Just time consuming, really. That's all it is. Oh, another protect cloak. Very nice. Definitely give it to you. I forget you get two of them here. Hey, you know what? Come to think of it, I might be wrong about this sword being outclassed. I think Excalibur might be the best weapon in the game. I'm thinking about probably the other version has a sword called Ragnarok. And that one usually rivals Excalibur every single FF iteration. Okay, we got Merilith yet again. So same thing, just set up, attack, go. Set up, attack, and go. I mean, the master basically don't need no help. He's just already a beast. The White Wizard has been retired. This place does not have a chest. Okay. Oh no, okay, that is the blade down there. Yeah, the Messamune. Like, excuse me, bro? That is so ridiculous. So Excalibur just lived up to its 5 seconds of fame, which is okay, I guess. But anyway, we're moving on, fighting Tiamat. And the iPhone version of this game, or the GBA, I think it's closely related to the GBA as well. But if you like walk on the tile, that's how you would pick up like the bosses. Like if they didn't have the orbs like this at the stairs, I think they were on tiles. You would step on it and be like, "Oh, you're thrust into a battle against Tiamat." And you're like, "Holy fuck!" And I'm pretty sure you could re-challenge them because they dropped like items and stuff. Like Tiamat in that version drops like some kind of rod or something. I don't know. It's that it casts like flare for free, so some shit like that. I don't remember. Okay. Nice. Now that was a good move. That's what they should be doing to us. Good call on the Hilaga. Tiamat really gave it to us. I like that. Good job. Good fight. And then after picking up Ragnarok or Messamune, then you'd be good to go. You do get Ragnarok though in later versions of the game. It just comes really late, and I think it gives you like 255 attack power, something like that. I don't fucking know. And it's been so damn long since I've done that version. But this is it. So we're gonna jump into the Chaos fight and watch credit roll, and that'll be it. So make sure you're good to go. You got everything all the way up you need to. There are a lot of good points where you can use to start leveling up your characters to 99 if you need to do that. I mean, just run around this whole area. You'll run into a lot of encounters, a lot of dragons and stuff like that. So you just need to keep doing it over and over again until you hit that 99. Here's Garland yet again. The one thing that bugs me so bad, Lo, about FF1 is like they put like these. They're iconic for what they are, but they put like these basic character palettes, and then you have like the Warrior of Light. Whenever you see like character art and stuff like that, just looks so cool. Like you have like the horned helmet and everything, and you're just kind of like, why did our character look like that? Like you couldn't sprite him to look like that, because you can't tell me they can't. Like, look at the sprite for Chaos. Like that's pretty fucking cool. I could tell he's like a demon, you know. Oh, this is it. I definitely would start like Proteras and all this because he is no slack. Sometimes he can just wipe you out without you knowing it. Like I said, look at that, 400 damage just from one hit. Albeit it was against my weakest defense guy, but still. We're gonna go ahead and kill Laga, because he's probably gonna pull Tidal Wave. And you can stack Proterra, so... There you go, now you're set up for the rest. It is a true rarity to see yourself at full HP by the end of this fight, so I'm so glad that's captured on video forever for me. But that's it, Chaos is defeated. We got some title screens to run through, a little bit of like a... Not what I really wouldn't want to say like a cutscene or anything like that, but yeah, it kind of be like that, I guess. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended and peace prevailed once more. Heck yeah. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew, a world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of the four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. Everything we did was for nothing. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens, even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. I like how they capitalize crystals there, like it's really showing the importance of this. And crystals are always going to be a Final Fantasy staple for forever, you know. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Nice. Yep, and that is it, man. That is Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. Like I said, it is not the best version of the game. None of these Pixel Remasters are the best versions of the games because you do not get the extra content, which sucks. I wish they had some plans to bring in the extra content, like especially these older ones, because you got like the extra shrines. Final Fantasy 2 has like the extra story of Minwu and that crew trying to survive hell and fighting the Emperor underneath everything. This version, you have like 9 different versions of Chaos that you can fight, and you have to fight every single one of them to get a bestiary entry. 3 had extra bosses. 3 has a 3D remake, which is pretty good. I mean, everything's on sale right now on Steam and pretty much every platform. So if you don't own it on the phone, because they don't sell like the GBA versions anymore. I think they did that just to kind of get rid of the confusion. But they don't sell the GBA versions or the iPhone versions on the phones anymore. Unless you emulate, I guess. But you can't even purchase like 3D remakes for 4 and 3, the after years. Like you can do all that on Steam though, which is perfectly fine. The games are a little bit harder though, the 3D remakes. There's like no difficulty you can choose. It's just fucking hard. You have to like grind and shit, but it adds extra content, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of missing shit in these games that I never understand the decision behind it, and they're very expensive too. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 alone were like $11.99 or something like that. Whereas like 4, 5, and 6 were like almost all pretty much $20 each. And that's very expensive for games that are very accessible and have better versions per se. Because like I think Final Fantasy IV, the GBA version, is like the crispiest and best version of that game by far. Final Fantasy V, I like to think that the iPhone version is probably the more superior version of that game. The better looking version is definitely these older pixels and stuff like that. Like I think that's the best looking of it. But like if you want more like bang for your buck, then it's definitely got to come from like the iPhone version of the game. 6 is a wonky one because the GBA version of 6 sucks because of the music quality, but it does have all the side content. The PlayStation version of it was pretty ass too, so that's like, you kind of have to whatever, but you get like the extra espers and all that other stuff with that game, so it's very it's up to you on how you want to play these. I mean, I can go on and ramble about what each best version of each game is, and like anybody who's ever played these games before, they'll tell you like, no, I am grounded, I am like a purist, and like this is how I want to experience my Final Fantasy games, is pixel remasters, because it's the very first way they ever came out, and then when they started coming out with these other editions, it just became like a grind fest and blah blah blah. Some of that is true, but some of it is also very not true. I think like for 6 though, 6 is kind of where like the substance of like, if you're gonna make additional content, it's got to actually matter, And I remember like the Dragon Dungeon DLC stuff was like so fucking peak, man. I loved that shit so much. It was really hard too. The final boss at the end of that dungeon was really, really difficult. There's something else. There was like a trial, like a fight trial or something like that you had to fight like so many different enemies in a row until you fought like the final like boss encounter or something like that, and you got like, it was so good. Like I think 6 had like, out of all the pixelated versions, had the best like side content. 1 and 2s were pretty good just for added like content. 2 actually brought back characters, which was really nice. I really liked that they did that. And they had like their own little pathing and story and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, if they ever decide to like remake those things and they just add it as like paid DLC or whatever, I mean, sign me up, I'll do it. I would hate that I have to pay for it because these games are already expensive as fuck to begin with. But hey, it is what it is, right? We're all fans, so. I bought Skyrim on every platform in existence, so I'm not helping the problem here. It happens, But yeah, so like going forward, this was only a 10-parter, which is great. I probably could have made this into like 8 parts because this game is not really that big. But it's pretty much going to be the same formula for every single of the pixel remasters. I'm going to use the boost so we can get through the games quicker. To stop the redundancy of these games, because we don't really need to like watch someone play a JRPG and struggle and grind and all that other crap, right? You just kind of want to see it go forward, just kind of like how this one was run, just go, 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 go. We had the one party wipe in the beginning just to kind of showcase like, hey, this is what can happen, and then that was it. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, we stayed alive for the most part. We had Astos kill our warrior, so he fell behind in levels for a little bit. But no issues. This game is very easy. Like, once you get going, once you start getting the items that are infinite castings, you're done. Game over. Just have a good setup. Don't neglect your healing, and you're good to go. Now, the way that you can make this game hard mode is if you just mess around with the party to the point where you don't have a white mage, or you don't have a black mage, or maybe you just don't have a warrior at all and you're running 2 monks, a thief, and a red mage. Like, that's a very good party to kind of put it like on essence of hard mode. So dictating the way that you get your party and your coverages, that's like, play it however you want. It's your RPG, you can do it. I've beaten the game with 4 white mages before. Absolutely hilarious. So it can be done. You just have to be willing to put the time in and the effort, know your way around the maps, and how you can easily break this game into pieces. I mean, I showed the way to get the airship really fast, so, you know, and you can actually get, like, you can get the Citadel of Trials done with earlier before you even get the airship, too. So there's still a lot of shortcuts you can take to kind of help you in the early game. Because my first playthrough of this game, I went through 3 dungeons without ever knowing you could class change. And then I class changed because I decided to explore the map, and I was like, what are these holes? And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Token of courage, like, okay. But I mean, I was like getting wiped out by Kraken and everything, so it was a time. It was a good time. And I'll go ahead and skip this scene, yeah. And at the end of every single one of these, like, at the end of every single one of the credit rolls, there'll be like for like they have a message like for fans new and old, like thank you for supporting us or something like that. That's a pretty cool message. I really do enjoy it. And that's it. Yep. So I got, you know, my warrior. I had a ninja in the last party, and then I have obviously a monk in this one. So same party setup, just changed up the characters there. And then I don't think I got anything else. Nope. So 2 clear save files. And I beat that other one in 9 hours and 18 minutes. So, I mean, I'm just telling you, I just kind of really went by, sped run everything. This one took a little bit more time to kind of just explain things and fill it out, or, you know, and kind of say what I needed to. Yes. And then I guess we can take a look at the gallery while we're a little bit talking about the future here. So I'll give it about 5 more minutes. Let's see, title splash. Yeah. I mean, why couldn't we look like that? That is so cool. Like, I got that artwork all over the house. It is just so nice. This is Sarah. Like, this is all time, dude. I wish I could draw like this. Inside of an Ochu's mouth. That is so dope. Even though nobody used a spear in this entire game. Like, where is the behemoth? Like, you have a picture of a behemoth, but you did not put him in the game? That is just criminal, dude. The Cloud Sea Djinn. That was... I think they had a lot of great ideas for, like, the game, but they could not, with probably time restrictions and not knowing what the future of this series would be, took away a lot of the cool shit, you know? And then they started using it in other games, which, I mean, it's fine, but, I mean, if you were going to go big and sell this game, then just do it, you know? Just do it. You got a lot of the cool enemy designs. Tiamat, Kraken. I will say I do like the GBA version of the bosses though. Like, these pixel remasters are obviously iconic, so it's really nice to look at. But I really do believe that the GBA versions did them more justice because they look more menacing, more terrifying to look at. And I mean, there was a fuck ton of fucked up enemies in this game. I loved it so much, dude. Do they even have... I don't think they have Warmech in here. It's like they just added it out of nowhere. I'm not seeing them, at least. Mind flayers are so cool. Little squid face. Oh, we didn't run into soldiers. That's one that we did not run into while we were in the trial. Or in the Citadel place. Got a money. Nice. Yep. Yeah, so future of the franchise going forward. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be the boost run. Sorry if you don't like that, but it is what it is. I mean, these games have been out for decades, so if you're a big fan of these games like I am, then you've played every single one of them probably like 50 times over and over again, trying to switch everything up as you play through a new play session. Like in Final Fantasy 2, you know, there's the system in that one. We'll get to explaining it when we actually play it, but like an early heads up, it kind of utilizes like what we know as the Skyrim system today. So in order to get better with things, you have to use that item, you have to use that weapon or magic or whatever it is. And a lot of people were turned off by that idea because it wasn't just basic leveling. And the way that you leveled your characters, how they got HP, MP, it wasn't very easy, and it's still not very easy to do. Like even with the boost turned on, I think I get a lot of HP more than I do my MP, and it kind of really just turns you off in a lot of ways because there's constant battling too. That game is heavy. Like every 3 steps is almost a battle. It gets kind of ridiculous and redundant. So we are going to utilize a lot of the encounter off. But in order, the reason why they do that is because in order to level yourself up by HP, MP, your attacks, the way you use your weapons, your fire, your magic, and all that, is that you need to be in battles and use it constantly. So it's fickle, it sucks. 2 is not everyone's favorite, and I gotta say that it's probably my least favorite to play through. I like the characters, I just don't like the gameplay. So it's going to be a little bit of a trudge for me to kind of get through that one yet again. When I initially got the platinum for it, I was like, I will never play you again. But then at that point, I wasn't even thinking about doing any kind of videos for YouTube or anything like that. So I did kind of want to skip over it, but I'm like, if I do that, then that's just not doing this franchise justice, because I do love these games. I really do. But some of them are just like, fuck, I don't want to play you again. And that's just the way it goes. So I can't help it. It is what it is. If there was an invincible mode, I would take that and just run through these games, because it's just like, fuck, dude, I don't really want to do it. You know, I just want to get the videos out, get these stories out of the way, so I don't have to touch them anymore. And then we can move on to other things at this point. But yeah. So we got Final Fantasies 1 and 8 are officially wrapped up and done. So 8 is always going to be my all-time favorite. Go watch that video. That is like my first dip into YouTube ever. So I actually love that game more than anything. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all going to be played Pixel Remaster version, just like this. 7's an interesting one. So we're going to do the 7 regular, but it is long. These games, after like 4, I want to say 4 and on, they start getting, let's go 3 and on. They start getting pretty heavy in the hours. So 7's very interesting because it can take a long time to beat. Especially like in the era when we used to have disc, you would have to switch over disc, and that one had a couple of discs attached to it. So it's like 40, 50, 60 hours. And if you're trying to do everything in the game, I mean, you're looking at almost 150 hour game if you're trying to do everything that there is to do, master all there is to master. But with 7, like I said, it's a very fickle one because there's also the remakes that I have to play through. FF7 Remake Intergrade will definitely be played. Rebirth will be played, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to do Rebirth, because that game is fucking massive. And I spent 200 some odd hours getting the Platinum Trophy for that one, and I have not played it since March of last year, because I think it came out last year. So yeah, that's a little bit of a problem that I have to figure out internally, is how I want to present that game, because it's big, it's huge, it's very fun, but I don't really want to 100% these things every single time. Otherwise, we're just never going to move on to the next game. And then pretty much after that, it's going to be a slog fest, because 8's already done. I'm not replaying that. 9 is very long. 10 is fucking huge, but I love 10. I would actually 100% 10 again, but it does take a long time. 12, it's whatever. I've only beaten that game once. I didn't really care for it. 13 is great, but it's not on PlayStation. 14 is an MMO, so that's uninteresting, like for video-wise. And then 15 and 16, those two are some heavy boys too. So yeah, this franchise is pretty daunting. The task in front of me is very daunting, but we're gonna get it done eventually. Just gotta slog through it one game at a time. Next up on the list is Final Fantasy II. Thanks for watching, and we will continue this journey for probably a couple years.